Hello everyone. This is the final video for the Cowboy Saloon project, as I will be coloring these value paintings for you, at least three of them. And I'm basically going to be discussing a little bit about the process that I use and how I do it. So the first value painting I've chosen is this one, the exterior shot. And here I am basically starting to color it in Procreate. Now the method is very similar to what you'll see on YouTube. If you go on YouTube a little bit and type in stuff like value painting to colors or something of the like, you'll see that a lot of people they use methods with creating a new layer, and on top of that layer they they create like a color layer, it's called. Or you can also do that with like a screen layer, or sometimes an overlay works really well. What you see here also, because it suddenly changed the colors, that means that I went into Photoshop, made some modifications in Photoshop, like for example the line, the line values and all that stuff, to make sure that all these things are right, the tones. Then once I get that right, I import it back into Procreate. So the second one was the interior shot, the establishing interior shot. Same procedure, started off in Procreate and used similar type of overlay layer, so like an overlay color. And when you do this at the beginning, don't be surprised that the colors look off. It's perfectly normal because it's just the way these layers are set up. There is no magic formula like I have a value painting and I just can create a color layer over it, and as soon as I start coloring, everything looks perfect. No, I've learned from my own experience that for some colors it's better to use multiply layers. For others it's better to use overlay. For it depends how you're going. If you're going for a darker color, multiply work really well. If you're going for like a lighter color, then it's best to go on a screen or stuff like that, or a lighten layer. So it all depends. It's a combination of things. This is the third value painting, and in here I have actually shown the process in Photoshop as well. So I've recorded the Photoshop process as well, so you can see it, like what happens behind the scenes once I import it into Photoshop from Procreate. So here again, you'll see it looks a little bit awkward. The colors look very strange still, but that's normal. That's all part of the process. At the beginning, it's supposed to look awkward. Now here I finally imported it into Photoshop, and here you will see I don't use many additional layers at all. If you keep an eye at the layers down at the bottom, you'll see 3, 4, sometimes 5, 6 max. And then what I do, I just get them all together again. There's no need to make it very complicated. Now you'll see that I play a lot around with tones, with colors, with adjustments, a lot of adjustments. Here again, color balance, trying to get that right. And that is something that you can also do in Procreate, but Photoshop just has that extra, extra functionality for this. I mean, it's what it's for. And there again, you saw me go into black from time to time again, so black and white, and that's quite very important because as you are changing the colors, it's not only just changing from grayscales to colors, but it's also adding additional details. A lot of the times actually that's what happens. So people, they start their paintings in grayscale, and when they're about 60, 50, or sometimes 70% finished, they turn it into color, and then they finish it up in color. Basically here it's already back into Procreate with the right colors that I chose in Photoshop, and I decided to start working on the details. Now they're so tiny, so sometimes you might not notice it on the screen, but it's also just getting these little final touches there, and that's part of it. You can just leave the painting as it was, but I always see it as a good opportunity to add details and the final stages of colors. And at this stage you literally are just painting over in colors. So it's quite a fun process. It takes time obviously, but the results are very fun once they're done. So there you go. That's all three of them. Here you have a shot of them combined. and it was lots of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that it got you a bit of an idea of how it works once you get your value paintings done and how to color them. And I would strongly recommend, if you want detailed examples of that, go on YouTube. There's tons of really, really talented artists that explain it very well. All right, thank you guys for stopping by, and have a lovely day, guys.